Welcome to Speaking of Animals. I'm Amy Cartenuto from Flagler Humane Society. I have a lovely guest today, Meagan Pattik, who is an adopter. She adopted from Flagler Humane Society, and she has some cool stories, and we're going to talk to Meagan in a minute, but I have to introduce our other two guests today. We have Baron, who is a min pin, and his wife, sister, whatever, Chi Chi. Baron and Chi Chi are at the shelter right now. They're up for adoption, and we are trying to get them adopted together because they're quite bonded. They're they were actually brought in. Their owner is in the hospital, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is basically the theme is pet owners who will do anything for their pets. And their mom, Baron and Chi Chi's mom, did what was very brave of her to do. She's in the hospital, and I think she realizes that she can't offer them the best home right now. So she bravely signed them over to the Humane Society so that we can find them a new home together. So that was very brave of her to do, and I know it was very hard for her to do and heartbreaking, but they're doing well at the shelter. They just went with me to a meeting, and during the meeting they knocked over a chair and knocked over, they kind of had fun at the meeting. But they're really sweet dogs. They're house trained, great with other dogs, just nice, super friendly dogs. They walk well on a leash, all that good stuff. So Baron, like I said, is a min pin, and then Chi Chi, as you might guess, is a Chihuahua if you're not watching us, if you're just listening. So Baron and Chi Chi up for adoption. But in the meantime, we have Meagan. Meagan, you adopted from us back in January, and you wrote us a really cool story about the dog that you adopted. Tell us about Max.
Yeah. So originally when our first dog passed away, I was not up for adopting another dog. It was just supposed to be solo first. And then, of course, my husband was on Facebook and he saw Max on there and he's like, he really needs a home. And it took us a couple days until we decided, all right, let's just go check him out. And then luckily we brought Ava, so they can meet. And I mean, he's definitely stole our hearts since we first met him, since we first, the second, he was attached to my husband's hip, when we came to meet him. And I mean, when did we get him? In January. So we had him, for 9 months now. And he's such a good dog. Aww. I mean,
he's not young either, right?
No, he's sorry.
Baron is climbing the couch. He's looking out the window at the ladies in the office. Baron.
Oh.
Okay.
But
he's a weirdo.
But yeah, but I also realized I just thought about it the other day how the day we had to put Buddy down, we adopted Max exactly a month prior to the day. So
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe that was it. And then it was also him being a senior. He's 8 years old. I guess we adopted him the day before his birthday. I mean, I don't know if that was based on just what they were saying.
Maybe just what we guessed.
But yeah, so I was like, oh, that's so.
Yeah, his birthday. It's his gotcha day.
Yeah.
Either which way, right? So,
Yeah.
but it's super cool that you looked at him and even though I think we had him down as like 8 years old, that you still adopted him. And some people won't open their hearts to a senior pet because they're afraid of the heartache that comes within a shorter amount of years. But that's so cool that you gave Max a loving home. And one of the other reasons that I wanted to have you on the show today with crazy pet owners that do anything for their pets, I heard a cool story about what you did with your other two dogs, a big moment in your life.
Oh, yeah, they were at my wedding. They were the only ones there. That and the person that married me, and then your niece, Mandy, she was the one holding them while we got married. So,
yeah. That's so cool.
That's all who was there.
Aww. But they were part of the service, the dogs.
Yeah. And it was funny because as we were, doing our vows and stuff, Ava, the other one, or little one, she must have escaped Mandy. So she came running over I want to be a part of this.
Aww.
Luckily, she's not a runner, but, it was just... It was just cute.
What made you decide to have them as part of your, like, they were your wedding party, right? Instead of bridesmaids
Yeah.
and groomsmen, you had the dogs.
Yeah, so originally we were gonna have like a real wedding and
Hmm.
everything, but then once we moved down here to Florida, I was like, I don't want to spend like boatloads of money on
Hmm.
it, and I'm not gonna make my family come all the way out here or have us go out there and just be a whole big, it'd just be a big mess. So I was like, the best thing to do is just have the dogs there because I like they're our first, our first animals, especially first pets as us as a couple.
Uh-huh.
When we adopted Buddy and then we adopted Ava probably about a month after, and then
Uh-huh.
ever since then, like those are pretty much our kids. We
Uh-huh.
don't have kids of our own,
Uh-huh.
so these guys are like, you know.
They're the best kids. You're not going to have to pay for college. You're not going
No,
to.
maybe a bunch of vet bills, but
Yeah. So, Buddy, so were they like dressed up? You have a picture. You have a picture. You can.
yeah.
make
Well,
sure.
you can't really see it, but his said, I think man's best dog on
Aw.
his on his bandana, and hers said something of honor.
Okay. Like.
Pup of honor, maybe.
Okay.
So it was really hard trying to get pictures with them because they're just all over the place, and it was very windy that day too on the beach. So,
Aw.
oh, sorry.
That's so cool, though. I've heard of people having pets in their wedding, but I've not met anybody in person that their dog was their maid of honor.
Yeah. It was.
I bet it'll be a very successful marriage because of being blessed by the dogs.
So.
You had another story when we were talking about you being on the show. About how you jumped out of a movie. Like you said, like you're an animal person through and through. So you like risk your life to save an animal.
Yeah. So this was actually out in Port Orange. We were leaving my sister-in-law's house. We were on Nova, and when we were turning onto Nova, I saw something running, and a guy was on like one of those like electrical longboards, maybe. He was saying like it's not my dog. So I saw the dog. It was like a little chihuahua, probably about the same size as her. But he was booking it. Like he just got, had to go like at least 25 miles per hour. I don't know how that dog was going so fast. So I told my husband, I was like, stay behind it. Because I was like, the last thing I need to see is this dog get hit. I was like, stop the car so I can get out and try to get to it. Well, that was the worst mistake because I didn't wait till he stopped the car. I just kind of, opened the door. And I didn't think we were going that fast until, I walked, I tumbled out. Unfortunately, I didn't get the dog, but at least, I'll risk my life for your dog too, so not just mine.
So as far as you know, the Chihuahua was okay though. Like you.
I didn't see anything on social media that anything happened to him, so I'm hoping he's okay. He took off. My husband did start following him, but then he just said that he just booked it, so he'd come turn around and get me.
So the question is, did he go look for the dog first and then come back and
Yeah.
get no.
Yeah.
Really?
He kept following him. He went through the light because it was between it was on Nova. So it was a busy road over there. And I think he even went through the red light and was beeping the horn just so people saw. So once he got to one of those back roads and just saw him took off in the woods, he's like, well, now she's over here. She's bleeding all over the place.
Guess I better go get my wife.
Yeah.
On the side of the road, bloody and.
Of course, I got, a lecture after that. You don't do that. And I'm like, well, I can't help it, So
that's what we do. Like your shirt says, you rescue animals. So.
Yeah.
So if you can hear the heavy breathing in the background, it's Baron and Chi-Chi. Baron is super excited to be on the radio today. But again, Baron and Chi-Chi are up for adoption at the shelter, trying to get them adopted together. They're not young. I think they're sort of middle-aged dogs, both healthy, ready to be really good pets. I think they'll make somebody a really good pair. So spread the word. If you aren't able to adopt two little dogs, maybe somebody you know is ready to adopt two little dogs. So we're going to take a break and we will be right back. Welcome back to Speaking of Animals. I'm Amy Cartenuto here with Meagan Pattik.
Yeah.
Pattik. And Baron and Chi-Chi. And today we're kind of talking about people that do crazy things for their animals and going above and beyond. Now you talked also too, you got cats too, or you've had cats over the years that you've gotten in weird rescue-y ways.
Yeah. So We still have her. My mom has her. Her name's Annie. She's a little calico. She's sassy as ever.
Calicos are.
So when I was driving home, I saw a kitten, and I didn't know where she went. So I pulled over and into the parking lot, and I heard the meowing. So I wasn't sure where she went, but then I saw her running like on the edge of the road, and then she went into one of those like basins. So of course here she is. She's in one of those basins. Luckily there's no water in there. So I had to grab a shirt so I can grab her so she wouldn't claw me up, and I put her in a shoebox. So then I brought her home, and I told my mom, I was like, hey, I found this kitten. I don't know what to do with her. And then, yeah, now she's been around for, I think she's 12 now.
Wow.
But yeah, she runs the place. So, yeah, she's definitely a,
That's how it seems like a lot of people get their cats like that way. Like,
Yeah.
or the cats find them. Cats will come up to people's doors and decide, you're adopting me, you're taking
yeah,
me. So,
yeah,
so, and since we're talking about, going above and beyond for animals, we have a dog at the shelter right now that we're gonna hope we're hoping that we can go above and beyond for. His name's Mac. He's a beautiful black Sheltie, really pretty dog. He came in. He's got cataracts, bad. I mean, his eyes are just opaque white, and we had one of our techs had suggested, let's have the doctor look at these eyes and let's see if it's just cataracts. Things can be done. You can do cataract surgery. So our doctor believes that it's just cataracts. There's no retinal issues or glaucoma or anything like that. So we have an appointment at the eye specialist, the canine eye specialist up in Jacksonville, October 1st, to get Mac looked at, and we might be able to try to get his cataracts removed. So we're going to have to turn that into a bit of a fundraiser, I'm afraid, because even though they said they'll give us a really good deal, it's still expensive surgery. But I mean, can you imagine the difference between that dog right now is blind? He can't see anything, possibly just a tiny bit of a shadow, but he'll run into things. And can you imagine being able to take him from being blind to having eyesight? Like, that would be super cool. So I'm hoping we can do that and kind of have everybody keep an eye out for, if we do post the story of Mac, throw in a few dollars for us and help us out, because this is going to be expensive, but it'd be so important for Mac to be able to see, because he's a super nice dog. He's a little nervous, and I wonder if some of that is because he can't see. I mean, can you imagine being at a shelter? Even though he's back in admin with us, he's in and out of the kennels still, and so it's noisy and smells different from his home, and just right now he's kind of a sad sack, but we're gonna make it right for him. So some fundraisers coming up. Speaking of fundraisers, we have we're getting ready now for our wreath festival. That's are you a crafty person, Megan?
I crochet.
Ooh.
Nonstop.
Okay. Can you crochet a Christmas wreath?
I could try. I can't see why I can't.
I know. Well, the Windsor Assisted Living up here does a wreath festival every year. So people donate gorgeous wreaths. Like, some businesses sometimes will put a wreath together and they'll put whatever their business is, like as part of the wreath. And individuals make beautiful wreaths. And then the Windsor puts them on all of the residents' doors. So they decorate the Windsor, and then there's one of the Sundays early in December, they have a gathering, and we bring adoptable animals, and people come, and it's music and food, and then everybody just walks around and looks at all the different wreaths, and then there's a silent auction. And I've got wreaths on every single one of my interior doors from this, because they're just beautiful and they're unique. So if you will make us a wreath this year, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
If you know any other crafty people that would help make wreaths for us, we just ask for them to be brought into the Humane Society or to the Windsor Assisted Living, like, mid-November, so we can have everything and know how many wreaths that we have. So that's always a nice fundraiser for us. It usually brings in about $3,000.
Oh wow.
I know, and
Yeah.
we don't do anything for that. It's all the work of the crafters, and the people that end up with the wreath. So that's a cool fundraiser. We also have a golf tournament coming up. Do you or your hubby golf?
No.
No, me neither. Me neither. That takes too much skill. But we have a golf tournament at Grand Haven. That's going to be December 1st. It's coming together already, getting quite organized. But Grand Haven has a beautiful private club. So for the tournament, it's opened up, and it's always a pretty successful fundraiser for us too. And again, it includes like lunch and other silent auctions, and so it's a whole event. So tell all your golfing friends, even though you guys aren't golfers.
I'll make my brother come out. He's a
Okay,
golfer.
if he's a golfer, awesome, good deal. So, all right, well, we've got other things to talk about. When we come back, we're going to take a quick break. Welcome back to Speaking of Animals. So, a couple of other events that we have coming up. This is such a busy time of year. We've got another Coffee with the Cats. We did Coffee with the Cats last month, and just had refreshments at the shelter, and had in the education room, we had the cats just kind of loose so that people could really interact with the cats more so than when they walk into the adoption room and you see them in the colony rooms or the cages and you don't get to interact. So Coffee with the Cats in August was fun. So we're doing it again, September 28th, I believe, at the shelter. So look that up. It's the Sunday from 1 till 4, and we'll just have coffee, refreshments, donuts, whatever. And it's free, and then hopefully end up taking home a cat or two. We're going to have another Halloween Yappy Hour at the 1405 Saloon, so that's coming up. So get your pet costume. I bet you, Megan, you and your husband dress up the dogs for Halloween.
I tried making Ava look like a skeleton. It didn't work out very well. So I was like, I really want her to win win the Halloween costume.
Uh-huh. Well, you'll have to bring Max and Ava up to the 1405 Saloon for our Halloween party, because we do a pet best pet costume contest, and then we do a costume contest for the human, and then we do one where it's human and pet combined. And a couple years ago, the guy that won was the guy from Jaws, and then the dog was a shark, and it was really, really good. They looked super good. He looked just like whatever the actor's name is from Jaws. So that was fun. So, well, I hope you had fun today coming up and telling your crazy story of jumping out of cars to save other people's dogs, and having your dogs in your wedding, and you have fun.
I did. This is different for me, so
And you're getting a lot of kisses
I
from
am.
Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's
for
she's a good kisser. And so if anybody that's listening has like crazy animal stories that you'd like to share, things that you've done, that having your dogs in your wedding, or chasing and saving animals that are in the streets. If you'd like to tell your story, it could be kind of fun to have you on the show. So maybe look me up. You can always go on our website and message me at flaglerhumanesociety.org. Would love to hear from you. So, well, thanks, Megan. It was fun. And Baron and Chi-Chi have just settled down. Now they're finally being good. But if you've heard the heavy breathing in the background, that's Baron and Chi-Chi. So well, thank you everybody for listening. It's been fun, and we'll talk again soon.